Hello there, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Samantha and this is my channel where I talk all about books. Today I'm coming to you with a tag video. I'm going to be doing the It's Finally Fall tag because the fall season has begun, or autumn if you are British like me, and I probably should say autumn. I switch between saying fall and autumn, and you can do what you want. Don't let anyone tell you what you can and can't do. The original video has been privated, so I don't know who created this, but I will leave the questions down below in case you want to do this yourself. I know that on BookTube, everyone seems to love the autumn season. Everyone's always going on about how great it is, how cozy it is, how nice. I actually hate autumn. I like it for about a week of, like, you know, the cozy vibes, nice warm sweaters, you know, coming home and just appreciating that cup of tea so much more than you would in the summer. Although I still drink lots of tea in the summer. But anyway, also the summer in England is essentially the autumn anyway, because the weather here is garbage. But yeah, because the weather in England is so garbage all the time, I hate autumn, especially because autumn basically just means gray and rain for like 3 months, and I'm over it. I'm very much ready to abandon ship, the ship being England, and move to a country where the seasons are maybe a little bit more how they should be, as in summer is actually hot instead of being gross. Anyway, that is enough complaining. But yeah, I'm in the minority here. I don't like fall, really, but I do like the tags, and I do like books with autumnal vibes, so I feel like this is a good tag. I feel like I'm contradicting myself. I'm gonna try and use only books that I've read this year to answer these questions. I have read 75 books so far this year. It's a lot. So the first question is, in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. For this one, I'm gonna go for a book which I didn't actually like that much, but I do think that the setting was one of the best parts of it, and that is The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. I think I read this in June. I can't remember. What is time? This book takes place in Paris, and it's basically a retelling of Les Mis. And basically in this world there are these different guilds. For me, this book, the plot was not very great, and I was quite confused by what was happening. I don't understand what happened in this book, really, unfortunately, because I really wanted to love this book. It has a beautiful cover, and also I loved the setting. I do love a historical Paris setting. It's just always a good time, and so I think that Kester Grant did a fantastic job of describing the setting, making it very vivid, and like I could picture it so clearly. But unfortunately, the actual plot and the characters fell flat for me. The setting of this book was great, and I've definitely been hearing really good reviews of this, so I think it was maybe just me. Also, I did read an advanced reader copy, which can be really different to the final copies. It's quite possible that the final copy of this book was very, very different. It did have a very good setting. The next question is, nature is beautiful, but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written, but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. Do you know what I'm gonna say? I only talked about it for like 2 months, but I talked about it for 2 months non-stop. It's The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This deals with very heavy topics. It's set in World War II in Germany, and it deals with the Holocaust and death, and it's literally narrated by death, and it's so beautiful and so heartbreaking, and I just don't want to think about it because I'm gonna cry. I actually was reading this in a reading vlog, and I kept in the parts where I cried, so if you want to see me ugly cry, I'll link it in the card. But yes, this book was stunning, and it's a book that isn't very plot driven. It's very much a character driven story, so if you're not into books like that, then you're probably not gonna like this, and that's totally okay. People like what they like, but for me personally, I'm very much a character reader, and I loved the characters, and the writing was so beautiful and rich, and I really want to reread it, even though I only read it in May. But I feel like this book is also very much like a wintry book. So yeah, I kind of read it at the wrong time, but I'm so glad that I finally read this book because oh my god, it was everything. I haven't spoken about it in a while, and I needed to bring it back up again because it's so beautiful and so heartbreaking. And just everything. Fall is back to school season. Share a non-fiction book that taught you something new. I realized recently that this is my last back to school season. What? When did I get this old that I won't be returning to school unless I do a master's, which I'm probably not going to do, but you know, it's possible I could do one. But yeah, this is my last back to school. So I am very much new to the nonfiction genre. I've only really started reading it this year. I've read memoirs before, but I've never really read very much nonfiction. I think the nonfiction book that taught me the most was White Rage by Carol Anderson. This is a book about racism in America, and I just feel like I learned a lot about how ingrained it is in the system. I feel like this book did teach me a lot about racism in America. It's not something new per se, because I knew about racism in America, but I didn't know maybe to the extent of how ingrained it is in the system. So question number 4 is, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family / friend group that you'd like to be a part of. Can I say that I'd like to be one of the Ares crew from The Martian? I mean, I wouldn't, because I don't want to go into space ever, but I love The Martian. Oh, I also read the Percy Jackson series this year, and I would love to spend some time with Percy and Annabeth and the rest of the gang. Yeah, I feel like honestly the characters from Percy Jackson or the crew from The Martian, those are the 2 groups of people I would want to hang out with most. Although honestly, if I was with the crew in The Martian, they would all be way too smart for me, because I'm smart, okay? I don't want to sell myself short. I'm smart, but just in different ways. I'm not sciencey at all, or mathsy. Mathsy is not a word. I'm not making myself sound very smart right now. But yeah, I'm not into science, I'm not into maths, so we would have very different, it would be very, very different, but I feel like they could teach me things, and also they were so funny. Oh my god, but also they're all like in their 30s, I swear. So it might be a little bit weird, but you know, it's fine. You can have friends who are older than you. Percy Jackson, again, would be a bit weird because they're all like, I mean, in the last book, they're 15, but again, I'm 21. So there's just, I can't get it right. Question number 5 is, the colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall colored spines. Okay, so these are not books that I've read this year. These are actually all TBR books. I mean, I've read 2 of them, but I need to reread them. But these are all the books that I have with me that are like red and orange. Well, they're not all of them, but some of them I couldn't be bothered to get out. We have a beautiful stack of books that I plan to read very soon, or have already read by the time this video goes up. But let me just show you the cover of An Ember in the Ashes, because this is the most like beautiful and autumnal thing. Look at that, beautiful. Question number 6 is, fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. The Book Thief is narrated by Death, and Death is telling a story. So there you go. That might be the only one I've read where someone is telling a story. I wanted to switch it up a bit, but I feel like that's the only one. Yeah, okay, so I think The Book Thief is the only one. So I apologize about repeating myself, but that's just what's happened. Question 7 is, the nights are getting darker, which is honestly one of the worst things about the autumn. I hate it so much, but it's fine. Share a dark, creepy read. I read Vampire Academy, but that's not exactly creepy, but it deals with vampires, which are creepy. I also finally finished my reread of Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray, which is the sequel to The Diviners, and that book is definitely creepy. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people have talked about The Diviners recently, so you probably know about it, but if you don't, you should definitely check it out. It's set in the 1920s. It follows these people called diviners who kind of have like special powers, and in the first one, there's a serial killer, and it's set in New York. It follows maybe like 6 characters, I feel like, and it's just really good. It tackles important issues as well. It's not just romanticizing 1920s New York. It does get into the nitty-gritty about the racism and discrimination that happened at the time. I also read Night Film by Marisha Pessl, but I really hated that book, so I'm not going to recommend it. Question number 8 is, the days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson was pretty short, and it was very cute. Everyone's been talking about it recently, so I'm positive that you know what it's about. But yeah, that was very cute, very sweet, and relatively short. That's my answer for that one. Question number 9 is, fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon. I actually want to do so many rereads. I don't have the books with me, so I can't. I really want to reread like a lot of Victoria Schwab books, because also her books have very fall vibes. I was thinking about this the other day, and like all of them are quite dark, so they're perfect for this season. I absolutely love the Monsters of Verity duology, which is The Savage Song and Our Dark Duet, and they are just some of my favorite books, and I've only read them once. So yeah, I really want to reread those. Also A Dark Shade of Magic, that whole trilogy. Love it, and I really, really want to reread it. I don't want to reread Vicious because I only read that last year, so I don't need to reread that yet. But I also want to do a reread of The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. I want to reread The Book Thief already. I really want to reread the entire Arc of a Scythe trilogy already, even though I read it this year. I cannot read it again yet. I need to read the other books on my shelf, but I want to. All the other books that I want to reread, I brought with me. I covered that in my video about talking about the books that I brought back to uni with me. So if you're interested, you can click on the card and check that out. And the last question is, fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. Well, obviously twinkly lights. I love fairy lights. They are my favorite thing. I always have them in my room. If I could, they would be behind me on this wall, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to put anything on the walls in this house, so I've had to put them elsewhere, so you don't get to see them. Like, they're normally a focal point of my room, but I can't do that this year. Also candles, but I'm also not allowed to light candles in this room, so I don't I don't like candles, ever. That doesn't happen. I don't light them. They're just here for decoration, obviously. Blankets are a must, and also a cup of tea, because, you know, I have to remind people that I'm British. So, not that tea is really an accessory, but yeah. Just say blankets, twinkly lights, and candles, and that's everything. I currently have this candle, which was given to me for my birthday. It's rhubarb and ginger, and it smells really good. I don't normally like a sweet candle, but this smells really good. I like a floral sort of candle. My favorite is lavender. I love lavender. But yeah, I do actually like vanilla candles a lot too, and obviously those are quite sweet. But yeah, this is really good, and I'm so happy that it was given to me for my birthday because I love it. Anyway, that is all for this tag. I feel like I've been rambling because I didn't prepare for it, so my apologies. I'm not going to be tagging anyone because it is quite an old tag, and I feel like a lot of people have done it. But if you want to do it, feel free to, and let me know. Okay, let me know what your favorite candle scent is. Let me know what books you want to reread soon as well. I would love to know. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give a thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe down below. I upload videos every Friday, so I will see you next Friday. Bye! Hello there, it's Samantha. Welcome or welcome back. No, that's not how I start my videos anymore. And that is, what's it called again? Time with the people we love. Who's messaging me? Okay.